Oh, greetings, everyone. Hello, my darlings. This is your RJ. I'm so glad to be here this morning. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning in Omaha, Nebraska. It's a beautiful morning, hopefully, wherever you are, looking outside your window, as I know you are. Because that's what we're doing these days, everybody. And so today, I want to talk a little bit about an experiment that I'm running because I love to talk to you about what my clients are doing, about what is new out there and super cool in the land of chatbots. And this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool stuff. As you know, if you listened to the show yesterday, I'm doing a webinar on Thursday about becoming a conversational chatbot copywriter. Now, plenty of you, if you're an entrepreneur, you've maybe written some marketing copy. You know what I'm saying. I know that I used to write it for websites, social media posts, everything. Really, it's real hard to communicate without copywriting, and it's hard to succeed without good copywriting. But most people do not know how to write copy for chatbots. Most people do not. And I'm only telling you this because I've seen it about 100 times. I've seen it in my Facebook Messenger inbox when you could send, broadcast free announcements to people. I've seen so much that is not eye-catching, not conversational, and really, really not worth your time. I won't go through the examples right now. It would just take too long, but you've seen it too. Somebody pings in on you and it's been, you haven't heard from this business in months, and they come in and immediately try to sell you something. You know what I'm saying? It's a facepalm, okay? And I don't like it. I don't like it. You don't like it either. Here's another one. Here's another facepalm moment, okay? Wall O text. It's just a big, big wall of text. Somebody, obviously has a ton to tell you right now. But that stuff, it's a facepalm. And it's not a conversation. It's not a back and forth. It's not me interested in getting to know you at all. It's me trying to sell you something. And people can smell this from a mile away. People can smell somebody trying to sell them something from a mile away. And especially right now, have you thought about this? There are people out there right now. Most of us are homebound, unless you're medically necessary or something. I certainly am not. My wife is at work, though. Anyway, most of us are homebound. Most of us are right now focusing on things like what people are doing to advertise to them. Like, we're getting a new perspective during this time. How could we not? They say, a lot of articles. I don't read the news very much. Obviously, I don't think it's hopeful at a certain point to get an overload of that stuff, with a lot of people saying, oh, this is going to change the world forever. It absolutely is. What if it changes it for the better? What if we start recognizing where the good stuff is coming from? Anyway, I've now gone down a road, a squirrel path, if you will. Hello, Stacy, if you're watching. Anyway, I've gone down the path of the squirrel, and I must come back. So, I've seen a lot of badly written chatbot copy, not entertaining, not anything but a thinly veiled attempt to get you to watch what I'm doing, whatever that might be. And I understand the inclination there, but let's go someplace completely different, shall we? Copywriters of the world. It might be a great time to learn a new skill. might be a great time to put another tool in your arsenal of the things that you use to be able to continue work out there. I know that it's hard. I know that especially now finding different gigs, all that, it could be a little testing. So and then also if you are a marketer, even just a regular old marketer, a social media person or anything like that, learning how to be a chatbot copywriter is absolutely something that you need to do. You need to, at least, if only to know what people are talking about, if only to recognize, oh, this is a real bad chatbot. You don't want to spend your time here. Look how I can do better. All of that stuff. All of that stuff is awesome. Adding to your skill set right now is a secret to success. So, gosh, I just went off on all that trail, but I want to tell you that I made a chatbot landing page. I made it over the weekend for this this webinar that I'm doing. It is, and let me just bring it to the screen right now so that you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what I created. The guys at TrueChat created the picture for me. It looks beautiful. It's a little it's fire and like Dow and me in my goggles. It's absolutely fantastic. I look like I just got done playing a really tough game of Quidditch. But here it is. I created this for the webinar sign up that I'm having on Thursday for becoming a conversational chatbot copywriter. Say that 6 times. So this is an excellent way to get people to sign up for webinars. This is amazing because this is not, and this is important stuff. And I want to go over this a little bit because it's important to break the pattern. It's important to stand out from the norm. It's important to show your face a little bit and present a different side of yourself than all of those emails stuffing people's inboxes right now. And so, for me, this is awesome. So let's go through it a little bit. I'm just going to tap a few buttons here and I'm going to read it out loud. Not that you can't read, but people on the podcast, they'll appreciate it very much. So it has a title at the top. It has, time and date, and it has a little countdown. Fantastic. It says, greetings. If you're interested in learning more about the benefits of chatbot copywriting, you're in the right place. We got some fireworks on a little GIF here. You know how much I love to add some excitement in my chatbots through GIFs. First, let me give you a few background details about me. My name's RJ. I used to be a marketing copywriter. And then it talks about if you needed a blog post, I was there, social media post, all of the stuff that I used to do. I've got a couple buttons here. Sounds familiar. And I've also got a reserve my seat button. Now, that is for people that want to skip to the end. I have learned in my, in my life that there are people who just want to skip to the end. They just want to, let's fast forward this kind of conversationally type of stuff. I do include little shortcuts and paths for them. I do this because it really helps them. It serves their need to be able to go out, to do what they want to do. So that's why we included this little reserve my seat shortcut in the beginning. But gonna hit sounds familiar there. And I won't read this entire bot to you because that would be a little bit boring. But here it is. I'm giving a little history about some of my experiences. And then I've got a little list that what career challenges are you experiencing today? Just asking people what their experiences have been. And I didn't do an open-ended question here. I don't know people yet. I don't know these people yet. So what I wanted to do was give people some choices so that they could give me a little feedback about what their greatest challenges are. Now, what do you think I'm going to do with that? I am, of course, going to answer some of that pain in the webinar. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? If you know what exactly people are experiencing today, can you then shed some light on that in the webinar that you're about to do? Of course you can, and you will. So here we go. I'm just going to mark a few of these choices, hit submit, and then it kind of shows me what I just put in there. And it's giving me a response. It's saying, okay, I see you hit 3 of the challenges of the 12 out there. And then I'm going to go on a little bit with my story that I didn't really see a clear path out of what I was doing. And then it invites people to watch the webinar. I wanted to include a question here at the end of my story. And when I invite people to the webinar, I wanted to add a question. I wanted to think about, okay, what is my person thinking right now? What is the person who's reading this chatbot thinking? And I've got a question here. Why are you doing this? So I'm using that to talk about, why I want to put on this webinar, why I want to do it for free. So then I've got, then I talk about the reasons why I'm doing it. First of all, teaching people a new skill. You guys know I love doing this stuff. I love it. I love it so much. So it makes me feel good to provide something freer right around this time, because I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that maybe ain't so cool. And I know that. So that's first reason. And second reason, I myself, and I know some people who are always looking for talented chatbot writers. So it's a good deal. Then I have the here's what you'll walk away with after the chatbot writing 101. I've got the 3-4 things there that you're going to walk away with. Super cool stuff. And then I invite people to reserve their seat again. So this is good stuff, but what does it really mean? What are we really doing here? What we're doing is a pattern interrupt. What we're doing is we're gathering some information about people's needs before they even sit in a seat on the webinar. The people that we have signed up for this, and we just released this yesterday, and we've already got a ton of signups. The thing is, I want to know a little bit. I want to know a little bit about you so that I can properly teach you what's going on, so that I can address what problems are going out there. The other thing that I've got in here, if you hit reserve my seat at this point, then you'll get the typical information collection type stuff. And then I say, okay, you'll hear from me. You'll get a couple of reminders and things like that. Fantastic. I'm not going to take you through that. You've been through that. But what I do then is when I have an email kick out to myself reporting that another person has signed up for the webinar, and I get to read the challenges that they're having. I get to read, how long folks were on the chatbot too. I get all sorts of little bits of information that help me teach that webinar appropriately and to the right people, right? An email also triggers to the person who is just signed up, saying, here's the details, here's everything that you need to know to sign up. And I include a freebie in the email. Top 10 reasons that you need a chatbot. It's a great freebie. I have used it many times for people, and yeah, it's a good stuff. And I just deliver it in the email and say, hey, from now until Thursday, check this thing out. No big deal. I want to be able to give away things that are appropriate. I want to give away things that are valuable to people. So we're, of course, going to follow up with a couple of texts, one the day before, one 15 minutes before, and then we're going to follow up afterwards for the attendees, and then, of course, for everyone, you know, everybody else, the folks that didn't attend as well. We'll follow up with them too. So anyway, if you're thinking about getting people to a webinar, if you're wanting to see an alternative way to do that, if you're wanting to make yourself stand out, it might be time to break from some of those traditional methods that don't work so well anymore. I know that when I click to sign up for somebody's webinar and I see a great big page filled with the same stuff, you know what I'm saying? You'll learn these things, and these people are saying this, and you see somebody's picture in a little circle, and they're looking, you know, magnificent. Great stuff. Totally has worked many times for many people. Love it. But I'm in the business of finding out where are those trails, where are those places where you can break from the norm, stand out in the sea of sameness, and capitalize on those chatbots. That's my job. So, darlings, I've gone on way too long. I've done it again. But I want to thank you for listening in today. And if you want to go and experience this thing for yourself, it's a free webinar, guys. You know what I'm saying. It's not it's not going to cost you anything to come listen. And you can come, and we'll even build an example of a chatbot landing page. We have built a little skeleton that we're going to use for people so that they can kind of fill in their information and have a free chatbot landing page for 30 days. So come check out the page. At least you don't have to sign up, and come check out the webinar if you're interested in standing out above the crowd. It's time. We can do this. We'll do it together, just like we're going to get through all this crisis stuff together, my friends. All right, that's all I have today. I will be back, of course, again tomorrow with more ways you can use chatbots, more about a marketing revolution that absolutely needs to happen, and more about anything I please. It's my show, basically. If you ever have a suggestion, please do write me, because I love suggestions as well. So, my darlings, that's all I've got today. Please enjoy your day, however you're spending it, whatever you're doing. Enjoy your day out there. We don't have guaranteed time on the earth. We just don't. And I try to look at these experiences as growth, as something that I can use to become more resilient, as something that I can use to become a better person. And, do that if you want. Anyway, boy, has this been a big day of getting off track or what? I love you. I hope you're having a good day, my friends. And if not, make it a good day. And I will see you in a bot.